Oh my gosh, I was so mad. Look at this. It was there. It was right there. Can you believe it? What's good, everyone? It's Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video. Today we're going to be playing some Community World NMPZ 10 seconds per round. It's one of my favorite formats. You know, it's the format that I previously held the world record on Diverse World, and we're going to be playing our hearts out today, see if we can get that 24k. And at the end of the video, you're going to want to stick around because I've got a compilation of all my best guesses, which I got on camera earlier today. And so you're going to have to check out some of these rounds. They were really, really nice indeed. Some insane, like near 5Ks on this format, but right now we're going to be playing some live matches. Let's see if we can improve on the scores I got earlier today as well. So this one should be the UK with this poll. Ireland also possible here. In fact, I might actually go Ireland here. Not really sure. It's going to be one of the two. Ends up being in Ireland, although a little bit far away. 4.6 we can definitely take, but we want to be getting a bit more than that, generally speaking. So red and white chevrons with these polls. This one will be somewhere in Argentina. I'm thinking south of... I'm just going to have to leave it there with the time. Okay, it was south of, well, not quite south of Buenos Aires, so yeah, I mean, we'll take it, but not obviously this is not a world record breaking case anymore. So this one should be somewhere in northern Botswana. I think this kind of area here has this very white sand. I could be wrong. No, it's also this area around here as well. So yeah, 4K, okay. I think the very north area though is very sandy, so that's good to keep in mind. This one should be Malaysia, is what my first impression was. No, I think it's wrong actually. Maybe Taiwan or something. Japan, of course. It was low cam, I didn't even realize. And the last one here for the first game will be somewhere in Europe, and I mean, this architecture is kind of interesting. I would imagine it's somewhere in Croatia, but I'm actually not too sure. It would be Spain, actually. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so no good on the first game. 15k, obviously, sometimes. 10-second no moving, panning, or zooming, not going to go your way, but yeah. I mean, this one should be Russia. Let's see if we can, you know, we're practicing some Russia recently on the channel, so let's see if we can actually do decently here. I was thinking around, probably a little bit flat to be here, yeah. So I should have guessed... Well, obviously I should have guessed around Abakan, but yeah, it was a bit too hilly to be where I clicked is the short of it. So let's just restart here. Right latitude, but that doesn't really count for much in Russia because it's a wide country. So this one's obviously with the red and white chevrons going to be somewhere in Turkey. I was thinking somewhere out here maybe. Feels kind of Asian. 45 kilometers away. There we go. That's a nice guess to start us off with here. So let's see if we can get so lucky on round 2. We should be somewhere in... I can't think of anything better than like Copenhagen here, right? I actually have no idea what this is, but I'm going to go Copenhagen. Okay, not too bad. All those brick buildings definitely indicated Denmark, but I just wasn't sure where to guess. 4.7, we'll take that. Still on track for a 24k here, possibly. Okay, this is even better. Should be somewhere in UAE with the dual English and Arabic, and so I'm just going to click in Dubai here. I imagine it's probably somewhat correct. 18 kilometers away. Should have clicked near the airport. I feel like some of those felt like the type of signs you'd see near an airport, very well signed and detailed, and large text and whatnot. Anyway, this one's going to be somewhere in Uruguay. Pretty sure with this signpost, Uruguay is a dead cert here. I don't know, it just feels kind of generic, so I'm thinking just clicking in the middle. Ends up being a good click, basically. And so, I think we basically need a perfect score here to make the 24k, but hey, if we get a lucky round, we can do that. And the last one is not looking particularly easy. I would say it's like super far north in Serbia, but I could see it being like Romania as well, actually. And it was actually just Romania Southern. Okay, so 23.2, that's a really nice game for a second one. Yeah, I don't know. This one was certainly gettable with a little bit more time, but unfortunately it didn't occur to me right at that moment. It was a bit dry to be Northern Serbia, I think. So, not too bad. Certainly a really nice Turkey guess there. That was the highlight of that seed for my money. Okay, this one's harder now. Not too sure, and I'm really annoyed by this fly that's crawling on my wall. Shoo. Yeah, okay, well, we can restart there. Sometimes, you know, just something in your peripheral vision, it's just too annoying to keep playing with. This one should be southern, I think. Just something about the forest feels quite southern to me. Around Bergen, maybe around this city, Stavanger. Yeah, it ends up being a correct guess. Not too bad by Norway standards, pretty big country. Okay, and this one should be somewhere in Malaysia. We got lakes either side of us. It's super interesting. I'm not really sure where to go. I'm just going to kind of click in the middle of Borneo here. And it was just peninsula. I think lakes makes more sense for peninsula because, yeah, there's not too many big lakes in Borneo. So, yeah, we restart there, obviously. But it was kind of a difficult round anyway. There wasn't too much to give away which part we should be in there. Okay, so I imagine this is... Can't think of anything better than Finland, to be honest, with the Gen 2 and whatnot, but this might be wrong. Yeah, it was way too hilly, and actually it was English on the sign as well. It was like it was a green street sign, so that was a terrible guess. Something about the architecture in the background felt a bit European though. Okay, this one is going to be somewhere in Philippines. I saw place names, but nothing I recognize, so we're just going to go Manila here, which I think is a decent shout, and it ends up being all the way down. Oh wow, this is so sad. This road used to be covered with a unique Google car, and now it's got Gen 4. That's actually tragic. Okay, next round then. Let's see what we can go. Baltics. For me, wide road. Okay. Thinking of Lithuania or Latvia here. I would say Latvia is most likely, but could be somewhere near the border. Let's see it. Ends up being Estonia, which is known for thinner roads, but I suppose it was just on the border. And 4.5k. We restart on that. We want that 24k, and so we want higher. So this one, is that an Indonesian flag? I thought this was Bangladesh off the bat, but I guess it must be Indo. So I'm just gonna go near Jakarta here. And okay, it is. Nice. I really would have guessed Bangladesh there were it not for the flag, but we take those anyway. This one's got super red soil. Is it Sri Lanka or Cambodia? I can't tell which, actually. It was actually Kenya. My goodness. That made sense. It felt a bit cold to be either of those two, but that was a terrible guess, in all honesty. And the fly is back. Damn it. Okay, this one should be somewhere in... I thought Nigeria off the bat. I think this is Lagos. I think this is Lagos area. I'm going to go in this part of Lagos here, but I imagine it's going to be somewhere nearby. Yeah, ends up being Southern Lagos. We'll take that. Very nice. 4.9. Okay, this one should be Japan or... Yeah, I think it should be Japan over Taiwan here. Felt a little bit tropical, but no, I think it is just Japan. And ends up being a nice guess. I mean, 4.5. It's pretty good by Japanese standards. Okay, and this one's Canada. And I am thinking somewhere out here. Saskatoon? Why not Saskatoon? I don't think it's actually there, but somewhere nearby. Wow, ends up being US. Sometimes, the Dakotas and northern Nebraska can look so Canadian. That one certainly looked Canadian to me. If you saw anything in that round that I could have gotten in 10 seconds, do let me know. This one should be... It's kind of confusing me. It almost feels like Austria, but I'm probably wrong here, actually. No, it was good. I was so worried that was wrong. 4.4. I mean, let's just see what we get round 2 here. Yeah, no, we can restart. we don't want to play those North America rounds like that. Even an insane guess would only be like 4.7. Okay, this one should be... I think it's actually Java here. First I thought Thailand. Wow, it was all the way up in Kedah area. Okay, that was tough. I mean, like... Community World is just, without the car meta, is without a doubt harder, but it's better. It's better. I'll certainly say that. Okay, we got thin poles here. Thinking of going Accra. I can't think of anything better, so let's go Accra here. I think it's correct, actually. Ends up being 34 kilometers away. That's what we're talking about. That's the Brazil guess we were after, ladies and gents. Okay, nice. 34 kilometers away. Next one here, not so easy. Thinking of... Why is it so warm looking? I don't know. I'm just going to go Latvia here. Maybe reminding me more of Estonia, but it looks so warm. Okay, that's why I mean, maybe it's why, I don't know. Maybe it's a bit warmer on the islands, but okay. 4.4, we'll take that after a first good round. This one feels like Sri Lanka to me, with the lines on the outside of the road, something they tend to do. It's fairly flat, so maybe kind of like northern here. I don't know what this would be. No, Mexico. Okay, well, definitely a tough round, but I probably could have gotten that. I probably should have gotten that, rather. Okay, next one here, Brazil again. This one's less obvious to me, though. Would it be something like this? It's going to be somewhere around here, but I'm not sure how far up or down. It ends up being nice, 4.2. You know what, but we restart that. Even though it's a nice guess, we want something a little better. That was definitely 5K-able NMPZ if we had more time. Okay, Kilmore. Kilmore, I've not heard of. Benedictine Monastery. Somewhere Catholic. Okay, I'm just going to go here. I see there's lots of kill... like prefixes, but yeah, I mean 4.4. Ireland's annoying because when it's all the way out there, it's just not quite enough points to continue on, unfortunately. Okay, still enjoying myself though. Still feel like I'm playing okay. This one should be Kyrgyzstan, I imagine, and with nothing to the south. That's interesting. Okay, well, I'm just going to click kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, it was Bishkek. I couldn't see the mountains to the south. That's interesting. Of course, it felt like Bishkek, but I thought if I don't see any mountains to the south, it's not good to guess there. Anyway. Turns out we just couldn't see them. Oh, this is very familiar. I think this is just Brazil desert, right? Pernambuco, maybe? I could see Pernambuco here, probably, like in the heart of the Brazilian desert, right? Okay, nice. It was. I mean, not quite the right state, but 4.5 is nice. Oh, this one is Europe, and I am struggling here. Struggling to bring to mind what this should actually be. Just going to go on the north border of France here. Let's see Belgium, France, that kind of area. Netherlands? I thought Netherlands, but I thought I saw some slight elevation. But I mean, we'll continue on. This could be a nice score still. Brazil again, I imagine, but this one's a bit harder. All of a sudden, the Brazil practice is starting to leave my head. All the Brazil practice I did. Yeah, that's why it's not Brazil. Okay, the painted bottom of the pole. I think they had one that kind of reminded me of Brazil, but no, you do that a lot in over there as well. Presume this is Mexico. Well, no time now. We're going Mexico. Could be what? No, what? Come on. Okay, that was left-hand drive, and I didn't even realize. I was too busy looking at the short plates and whatnot. Okay, here we are. Wide lines here. I don't. The best thing I can think of is like this kind of area here because we got the winter coverage, so maybe it's going to be there. Nice. It was fairly close in Texas. It's a nice guess. It's just not nice in terms of points. Okay, Russia here. Dude, I don't know where those towns are. Let's go in Chelyabinsk. I don't know. We see a lot of lakes around the spot, so it could be correct. Ends up being near Novosibirsk. So, okay, guys. So just a few more games here. Just want to get one or two more decent games, and then we will switch over to the recordings that I have, which are really good. You're gonna like them. So I think this is a decent shot here. Should be somewhere near Kumasi with these hills. Ends up being 52 kilometers away. That's what we're talking about. Very nice. Next one here. Why does this look like? No, it's Brazil. Okay, it is Brazil. We have the ocean there as well, so that will make sense. Natal, Recife area. I'm going to click between them. No, all the way down there. It felt so dry. I didn't think it'd be all the way down there. I can see it in hindsight, but really. Oh, this one should be somewhere in. We got the blue Gen 4 car. I guess. I'm actually not sure here. Wait, is this actually Colombia? Yeah, I just realized at the last moment. The mountains look super Colombian, but I was just assuming because I saw the. Let's concentrate here. I was just assuming because we saw those mountains that, or that motorbike that we should be somewhere in. Yeah, not bad. That we should be somewhere in Southeast Asia. Sometimes motorbikes they can be sometimes they're not your friend. To be honest, like sometimes you assume that you're in Southeast Asia when you're really not at all. Okay, this one should be somewhere in Argy, and I'm wondering where. It feels fairly northern to me. I'm thinking of going out this direction here. Man, all the way down there. Not good enough, not good enough. Okay, let's play one more through to its conclusion when we get a nice start. So this one should be Senegal, and I think I quite like Dakar here. It's like St. Louis or Dakar. Maybe I'll go St. Louis. Maybe, I don't know why I'm switching, but I am. Man, it was just Dakar. That was so easy. I don't know. Bad decision making. Yeah. I think it's Ukraine, actually. So maybe around here? Can't think of anything better. Feels fairly warm. Okay, so but it was far north, actually. 4.3, obviously. We want better than that. We want a better start than that, at least. We can deal with a bad ending, but we want a good start, because we want to give ourselves a shot at that glory. This one's not so obvious to me. I don't know where this is, actually. It could be Denmark. But I'm going here. Okay, wow, Austria. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Felt Germanic of some kind. This one is going to be somewhere in Thailand, and it feels like near Bangkok to me. Not terrible. 4.2. Want 4.7. 4.7 is really the start of good things. This one should be actually in Sweden. I'm going to guess, no, why not just near Stockholm? That would make sense, I think. All the way south, actually. It felt a bit colder than that to me, but obviously not the best way of understanding these things. Okay, it's somewhere in Peru. We have a Peruvian pole. I have no idea where to guess here, so I'm just going to go there. Ends up being northern. Okay. Let's just hold out for this nice seed. It's going to come. This one feels like Hungary to me, I would say. Can't see poles well enough, so maybe I should just guess southern Hungary near Serbia, because I could easily see Serbia. Or near Croatia, right? Some of the plates don't have... Yeah. Oh man, that switch would have been so good. 4.6 is still doable, but yeah, I realized it should be Croatia too late because we had no blue strips on some of the plates. Unfortunate. Yellow plate here, so presumably just somewhere in the Netherlands, and I kind of like southern here near Belgium, because it kind of gave me Belgian vibes, we'll see. Not too bad, fairly southern, so that's pretty good. This one should be somewhere in Mexico. greenish, bluish plate there. Okay, where did I see the bluish plates now? I can't remember where they actually are, but I'm gonna go over here. Man, Cancun. I don't think Cancun actually has blue plates, but yeah, obviously we'll just restart there. One more good start, and then we can head into some of these recorder games, which, as I say, are pretty much worth watching. Okay. Not sure on this one. I'm gonna go Canada, but I don't think it's actually Canada. So we'll see. Ends up being in Oklahoma. Wow. Okay. I mean, yeah, that was just a super hard round. Okay. Actually, probably Guatemala here, I imagine. Am I making a mistake here? I could be making a mistake. Oh, it's Ghana. Damn it. Ah, the cheeky creators of this map just leave in the hardest locations where, like, so inconvenient for 10-second NMPZ. It actually kind of irks me, bro. It kind of irks me, I can't lie. Anyway, I think it's Spain, but I don't know. Like, didn't really get time to click, I feel like, yeah. It just irks me. Like, why include that location with the car showing? You come not to expect the car, and then you have it. It's so annoying. I think it's Guat, right? I think it's Guatemala rather than... Because it kind of reminds me of southern Mexico, but it's so mountainous, so I feel good about this. Wow. It's just southern Mexico and mountainous. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I'll cop that. I'll cop that. Okay, give us some easy ones, please. I have no idea what this is. I've seen this round before, I swear. I don't know. I don't know. Guatemala again. Right. It's annoying. Okay. Fair enough. This one should be somewhere in... Now, this one's also familiar. Where's the sun, though? Oh, well, I thought it was USA at first. Actually, it should be, shouldn't it? Gosh, I'm actually kind of getting pissed, bro. Like, I just can't get any good starts here. It's really annoying. I would have said Sweden or Finland here. I don't know. Road quality's kind of poor, which is interesting. It's just Sweden. We'll take 4.4 at this stage in the video. This one's super washed out, Gen 2. I think it is actually going to be somewhere in Spain, but I'm not sure really where I'd put it. That ends up being good, near Zaragoza. Okay, it's 4.6, so we're kind of out of contention already, unfortunately. This one's Mexico, kind of grassy, so I like this kind of area here. Let's try it. Ends up being a decent guess right on the border there. Okay, this one should be somewhere in Chile. Okay, we're finally getting the kind of more doable rounds here, but it's already too late for a nice score. Ends up being 42 kilometers away. And the final one here, will it be easy? No. But I still think it's actually going to be in Ukraine rather than Russia, and why don't we go here? I could see Donetsk as well. Actually, it ends up being Odessa. Okay, I think Donetsk and Odessa both have kind of some wind coverage like that. 21.7. Okay, so let us head into the recording now. And guys, prepare yourselves. We're going to have some nice ones here. Okay, so first round here. This is just a lone guess because it was a really nice one. Let's go back here. So we see this bay over here on the right-hand side of the screen. And yeah, I just thought it looked very much like Magadan. Often in Magadan, you're able to see this huge bay, and then all these kind of sprawling houses, kind of poor looking and kind of very rural looking as well, also makes sense for Magadan. And so I go in here, right inside the city, and of course, it ends up being correct, 1.6 kilometers away. Actually, a bit closer to the water than I actually had thought there. Okay, and here we have a game that really started quite nicely. So we have these like, Yugoslavian style yellow signs here, and I'm immediately into Croatia here, and because it's winter coverage, I guess near Hungary, and sure enough, it's 43 kilometers away, so a really nice start there. Then we have a yellow rear plate here, and on the left-hand side, it says Skye Weavers there, so I knew it should be Scotland, and then I was thinking, Skye, I've heard of that place. Eventually, I do actually find it. I'd plonked nearby, so that also helped, and 39 kilometers away, very nice indeed. Okay, so the next one here, we kind of got like the washed out Gen 2. The double lines that are faded in the center of the road are very typical of Greece, where you can often see faded double whites. And so I just click in the center, ends up being near Thessaloniki, so ends up being a 4.6. And then this one rears its ugly head. I was not sure. I was tossing up between different countries. I really thought Malaysia was most likely, though. I thought far north Malaysia maybe, and no, it was far north Thailand. So well done to you if you got that, but it was a tough round. Okay, first one here, we start off with a pretty easy Bangladesh. She definitely looked kind of Bangladeshi more than anything else. Next one here, we have a really interesting structure here. Check it out. And I was not really actually sure. I don't think I realized right off the bat that it was actually low cam. So I was thinking of Taiwan. Then I realized, hold up, this should be Japan actually. And yeah, we ended up pulling a nice guess despite the fact that I made a last minute decision. Next one here, we were back inside Bangladesh. And this time I decided to go northern. And so it turns out that both of my Bangladesh guesses were actually good, which is not common for me. Okay, second last one here should be France. We got French language, we got French plates. Felt northern architecture here. End up just going near the channel here, and it ends up being all the way in Brittany actually, so not the best guess, only 4.2 there. And the final one's an easy New Zealand, North Island screaming my name, and it ends up being on the north coast there. So exactly 23k to start off the nice games here, but it only gets better from here. Okay, so when you see this blue clear kind of water in Japanese Generation 2, you should be somewhat on these islands down here. And so this one ended up being not too bad of a guess. It was actually the more southern islands, but 48 kilometers away. Pretty good for Japanese standards. Next one here, I was actually not too sure, but the signage looked quite Danish, so felt like a pretty good one, and just hedging near Copenhagen normally works decently. Obviously not the best there, but we still got 4.6k. Now this one's a really nice guess. So take a moment to think where you think we might be. This car here is one that you see quite often in Mexico, and with a single yellow line, I thought Mexico was likely, but taking a look at the route, I was not actually quite sure where it would be, but I kind of just clicked kind of near Mexico City, hedge in the desert, and it ends up being 52 kilometers away. Very, very nice guess there, if I don't say so myself. Next one here, this may be the most tragic Geoguessr round I've ever had. It rivals the one, if you're a long-term fan, it rivals the one in Kyrgyzstan. So watch here, watch here. Okay, so looking at the architecture, certainly unique style. Like, it's so dry, and yet this kind of like wooden architecture here really kind of told me that it didn't really feel Peruvian or Bolivian. So that's why I'm kind of thinking here, looking at these poles, couldn't really make out what the poles should exactly be. 2 seconds left, okay? 1 second left. I'm zooming in onto Arica. And with 0 seconds left, I mean, let's see when I actually get the marker down. So it's just after the 1 second timer ticks down. I put my marker right here, okay? So let's take a look here. It was right on where it says Salcash, okay? So that's where I had it. And look at this. It was there. Oh my gosh, I was so mad. Look at this. It was there. It was right there. Can you believe it? That would have been such an insane 499 something. Wow. I mean, what can you say, man? That's just tragic. Okay, and we get 0 points. But I decided to continue on to see what this seed would have had after it. And the last one was a pretty obvious Colombia with the Colombian cross. I decided to go southern. I don't even know. Well, I was kind of just mad. So we get 17.6, but, you know, with the other score, it would have been a 23.6, so, or at least a 22.6, but yeah, I mean, kind of unfortunate. Okay, no, 23. Yeah, 23, right? Yeah. Okay, so next one here, and we should be somewhere in, well, let's take a look here. This one should be somewhere in Argentina, and I go for Rosario here. This is kind of just like based on the climate and everything. Nothing else really. Ends up being just up the river in Santa Fe, so obviously a nice start, and it was a big country, so we'll take that. Next one here, we're on the coast of Taiwan, that's for sure. We can see it over there, and I was just thinking somewhere over here would make sense, and we end up being 6.9 kilometers away, so that's really clean as well. Okay, loading into the next one here. I'm just realizing, where's the compass actually? I can't even see the compass here. Was I playing without, or has it somehow been cut off by the recording? I don't know. That's interesting. But obviously that one was somewhere in Israel. It wasn't a particularly difficult round. And this one looks like, so I immediately, like, I'm an experienced Australia player. I immediately thought this was Australia. And the only reason I was able to get New Zealand from this is this blue arrow sign here, which says to keep left. Now, in Australia, there's one on my street and it just says keep left and it's a white sign. So because I'm fairly used to seeing that, I was able to get that it was New Zealand, but really I was not prepared for this to actually be New Zealand. Auckland makes sense, right latitude to kind of feel Australian. Ends up being down there in Taronga or whatever it's called. Anyway. And this one, so I was on track for a possible 24k here if we get this round perfectly. This is an easy Albania, and I somehow fumbled the bag and went Italy here. So the pole tops are like kind of the Italian Albanian style. The stop sign is kind of like similar font to the Italian one, but really this brown sign should have been enough to get Albania here. I'm pretty sure. Also the climate as well looks much more Albanian. But yeah. I moused over Albania, ended up with a 23.2, but guys, it's going to get better. We've still got better games to come here. And so first one here, we're starting off in somewhere in Europe, and I'm pretty sure this was, well, it was actually Austria. Yeah, I figured out somehow that this was Austria, and so, yeah, some of the yellow buildings in the back, very Austrian, so, and very Viennese indeed, and so 6.8 kilometers away there. This one's Australia, we got the yellow plate, we got a New South Wales exclusive no stopping sign there, and so I go Newcastle here, just reminds me of rounds I've had in Newcastle, and that's because it was around Godsford there, and so 64 kilometers away ends up being actually quite nice. Next one here, we have tons of little blurs and very Lithuanian-looking giveaway sign there, as well as the crossing sign, so we knew we had to be there. Unfortunately, I hedged Vilnius, Kaunas area, and it ends up being on the coast. And the second last one is somewhere in Kyrgyzstan, obviously. It's pretty easy, but we're unfortunately basically out of contention unless we get two really nice guesses. I'm not the best at Kyrgyzstan, ends up being 230 kilometers away. And the final round here is an easy Uruguay. We got Uruguay and Poles there, and so just a central hedge here as well. Is it more north? I kind of feel like it's more north, right, from my memory. And ends up being more south, so yeah, that's why I trust my playing self, and so 23,171, and I believe this is the best game here. So we start off here, black and white curbs, some Arabic, that's what I have to work with here. I thought when you see a city like this, Amman just seems to make sense with the Arabic. Ends up being on the West Bank side of Jerusalem there, so that kind of makes sense as well. Next one, this kind of dirt road felt very Slovenian. I still agree with myself here, and ends up being 34 kilometers away. Slovenia is a very forgiving country, that's for sure, if you're able to get it. And check out this one, okay? So let's take a look. We've got a sloped curb here, very typical of Western Australia. But Western Australia doesn't normally look this green or this kind of inhabitable, if we could say that. It normally feels a bit drier than this. And also, it's quite hilly. And Western Australia is probably the flattest state, at least where they have Google coverage on Geoguessr. So, flattest state in Australia. So, with that, obviously the sloped curb leaning me towards Western Australia and the pole as well. But I thought Albany makes sense here. We can kind of see a bay over here, and with the Western Australian infrastructure and whatnot, that would make sense, right? So I end up clicking just in central Albany here, 400 meters away. That's what we're talking about. Never been to Albany, but I would like to go. It's quite a beautiful spot, and a 4999, which is really nice. Yeah, and so this one should be another Slovenia. Unfortunately, look at this. Well, we got the Slovenian bollards, the yellow sign. It's a pretty easy Slovenia, wrong side of the country. I think I could have gotten that. It was quite flat, but also kind of coastal feeling. Should have gotten that. Last one here. We're still on track for 24k here, and it's South Africa, that's for sure. Feels like Pretoria, Johannesburg area. Now, my adjustment was just for the middle here, so we would have ended up pretty close to 24k here. Unfortunately, I got the wrong side. We get a 4.2 and we get a 23.5. So all in all, a really nice effort. And had we just clicked in the right spot there, I could have easily gone the other side there and pulled a 24k. But that was a nice seed. That was a nice seed. And so guys, I hope you enjoyed it. That Chilean round, guys, is one of the saddest things that's happened to me. My most tragic round, I'll say it's my second most tragic round after the Kyrgyzstan one. But wow, I mean, at least, and the thing is, we were on pace. I could have gotten that Colombia round, and it could have been our first 24k. In any case, we're still searching for this 24k. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in a video soon. Let me know if you want to see more of these. I like making them. So yeah, till then, goodbye. Catch you later.